That's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Welcome back to the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast, the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. This week we're bringing you episode 18, The People's Champ. We'll be covering December of 1997. I'm Mike Prue along with JV. JV, how you doing this week?
Doing pretty well. Went away for the weekend. Feels good to be home. Even though it's freezing. It's like sub-zero temperatures. It's 5? It's brutal. Everything's iced when I came home. It took me forever to even get my car started.
So where'd you go exactly?
I went to Freiburg, Maine, but we stood in North Conway, New Hampshire.
Okay.
Did some snowmobiling. Watched the Patriots on their victorious win.
Hell yeah.
Dominating. It wasn't dominating, but
no,
it felt dominating in the first half at least. Performance.
Yeah, it was.
To get themselves to another Super Bowl.
You just knew there was going to be second half drama, though.
Oh, of course, it's the fucking NFL.
All right.
How was
Saints?
How was your weekend?
That was fine. It was the same thing. Just hanging around here. Kind of act like I was snowed in.
Yeah.
Just because the weather was unpredictable this weekend. We were supposed to get a lot of snow, and then it turned to just a lot of slushy rain and freezing temperatures. So ice out there. It's like, screw it, I'm staying in. Just hunkering down.
Yeah.
They didn't watch football. And that was it, really. Just hung around.
Yeah, sometimes this freezing cold is worse than the actual snow. Because it's like, oh, what the fuck? Can't touch anything. Yeah. Ground's frozen. Sucks.
Yep. Just feels like death outside.
Yeah.
It's so damn dark, too.
Yeah. Just miserable weather.
Yeah. So, it was nice to have today off, though. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Gave me some time to sleep in and recover.
Yeah.
2 girls slept over their grandmother's house, so they had it made. We didn't have to wake up with the girls this morning.
Damn, must have felt like college life for you and the wife.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. I was like, wow. You remember when it was just like this, when it was just the 2 of us?
You and I. Yeah.
All right, so let's just dive into the show here. Like I said at the top, it's December of 1997. So last week, on last week's episode, we did Rocky Sucks. Went from November until December and covered that pay-per-view match at D-Generation X where Stone Cold retained his championship, but kind of like he gained it back because Rock had been in possession of it. So Stone Cold is back with his title. He's reunited with this championship belt. So this week, on this episode, we're going to cover the rest of December and just stop right there, right at the end of December. And then we'll start fresh next week with the new year, 1998, leading up to the Royal Rumble. Yeah, but this week we have a few things to go over. There's no real, main thing to do with Stone Cold. He just has his segments throughout each of these Raws. So we'll be covering the 4 Raws of December and talk about Stone Cold. And even, of course, as of late, we've been going into some of the side notes because so much shit's going on in WWF at this point. So we can't ignore it. We have to talk about it briefly. So we'll get into it now. Starting with Raw 237, December 8th, 1997, coming from Portland, Maine, where you just were, basically, right around that area.
Yeah.
So it was live in Portland, Maine, and they give a nice little recap of the Austin Rock match to start the show. And we had a new commentary team at this point. Jim Ross is kind of taking a step back, and he's allowing for Michael Cole and Kevin Kelly to start to shine in the first hour of the show. In the second hour of the show, it'll be Jerry Lawler, Jim Ross. But McMahon's going to come out to start this episode, and he hasn't been really much on television as of late since the Montreal Screwjob.
It's been low-key.
Yeah. So he's going to come out, and he says he has a big announcement, and it has to do with Stone Cold. So Let's take a listen to Vince McMahon, the opening of Raw 237. Take a listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is no denying the popularity of Stone Cold Steve Austin. However, I think you all will agree that Stone Cold, as of late, has been getting away with murder. We've seen Stone Cold Steve Austin assault WWF officials. We've seen Stone Cold Steve Austin attack WWF announcers, including yours truly. However, last night, Stone Cold Steve Austin went too far. Because last night, Stone Cold Steve Austin endangered the lives of you WWF fans by driving his pickup truck all the way into the arena and all the way down to the ring. And then furthermore, used that pickup truck as a weapon against his opponents. Austin once again struck a referee, struck another WWF official. He gave him the stunner. Whether it was inadvertent or not. And just as that official was coming back around, can I have your attention? And just as that official was coming around, regaining his senses, he attempted to disqualify Stone Cold and give the match to Rocky Maivia when a second referee dove into the ring and counted Rocky's shoulders down for the 1, 2, 3. Therefore, tonight, live here on Raw, I am demanding that Stone Cold Steve Austin defend the Intercontinental Championship against the individual that some of you feel as though he is the people's champion, making reference to The Rock, right here tonight on Raw.
That's a surprise. Certainly is, but I think perhaps the best decision.
All right, so there you have it. You got Vince McMahon now kind of coming out as like a heel. And not fully blown yet, but he's the antagonist to our protagonist, Stone Cold Steve Austin. So if he's doing anything to go after Stone Cold, then we're not going to be happy with McMahon. So we'll be looking at him as the villain. So he comes out, he's complaining that Stone Cold's getting away with murder. He's attacking officials. He's attacking announcers. He attacked yours truly. Everyone goes crazy for that. And Vince McMahon's right on. Stone Cold is doing all this bullshit that he shouldn't be doing in the workplace, but we love it. So he's our babyface.
Basically, everything you wanted to do at your job that you can't do, Stone Cold's doing it on television for you. So
right, you get to see it every Monday night.
Yeah, you get to live through Stone Cold.
And it's the Monday night too, so it's your first day back to work. You're like, fuck this, I don't want to go back to work.
You're already pissed. You get out of work. You're like, fucking 4 more days of this bullshit. Put on Raw and you just fucking, pound some beers and watch Stone Cold go to town.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do tomorrow at work. I'm going to give him the stunner.
Kids are thinking that shit. That's what I'm going to do to my teacher. I'll peg a finger at her and stun her.
Who wants to see Mr. Prue get his ass kicked? Give me a hell yeah.
Go to love to stun Mr. Prue. Pegging fingers behind your back. It brought back the popularity of the middle finger.
Yeah.
It was like, shit. Fucking throw that thing around.
Badass. You can't silence the fingers, as Stone Cold once said. So he's complaining about McMahon's complaining about Stone Cold. He's endangering the fans by bringing his truck up into the arena, in which D'Lo took a nice little bump on the windshield.
Yep.
So he's endangering the crowd. He used the truck as a weapon, and he struck a ref, which was inadvertent. The ref was coming up from behind him, and Austin assumed it was a Rock, so the ref took a stunner, and then that's how he got the pinfall. Another referee came in and covered him. Gave him the 1, 2, 3, and then he retained his title. Austin is going to be called out by McMahon, as you just heard, and he's going to force him to defend his title against The Rock. So Stone Cold is not having any of that shit. So he's going to come out, of course. So let's listen to what Stone Cold has to say in his rebuttal to all this that McMahon just said.
And just a point before we go to the video. Vince actually refers to The Rock as the People's Champion, which is kind of interesting. To the he uses that term to kind of close this little segment before we jump into the next Stone Cold rebuttal here.
All right, good catch.
Yep.
It just slipped by me. All right, take a listen.
See if I got this straight. With all the damn explosions going on back here, I thought you said you ordered Steve Austin to do something. Yeah. You shut up. You ought to understand right now, Stone Cold Steve Austin does what he wants when he wants. I don't give a rat's ass who you are. Personally,
I'll tell you who I am, all right? I'm the proud owner of the World Wrestling Federation, and furthermore, Mr. Austin, I'm your boss.
Look at the officials and agents surrounding the ring.
That doesn't impress me one bit, and frankly, I don't give a damn.
Vince intelligently brought some backup out here.
Well, then let me make it a little clearer for you, all right? And you just might give a damn about the consequences if you don't defend the Intercontinental Championship here tonight.
Vince is standing up to him.
What would those consequences be, Punk?
I don't want to have to get into that, all right?
Well, let me tell you something. You talk about your consequences, all this and that, like you're some kind of big shot. Stone Cold's got his own consequences. If anybody wants to see Vince McMahon get his ass whipped, give me a hell yeah. In case you didn't hear him, they said, oh, hell yeah.
That's something else I've been meaning to talk to you about, your language.
Damn it, Vince, you're right.
I said your language.
Hell, son, I'm trying to apologize. Jesus Christ, give me a chance. I'm telling you right now. Hold the damn microphone up. We ain't out here to talk about my language. What we're out here talking about is a set of consequences and me defending the Intercontinental Championship. I won the damn thing fair and square last night. I ain't gonna give you an answer right now. You're worried about your precious little ratings, about Stone Cold being in your ring. I'm gonna take my ass backstage. I'm gonna pop a top on a beer. I'll probably eat me a hot dog or two. And while you sweat it out and think about your consequences, I'll come out later in the show and give you your answer. But I'm telling you this, if Stone Cold comes back out, somebody's going to get their ass whipped. It might be you, Jim Ross. It might be your precious little official in his striped shirt. And you can damn well bet your bottom dollar, son, it might be your sorry ass.
The Texas Rattlesnake is out of control. No one in the history of the World Wrestling Federation has ever driven a truck into a match and then used it as a weapon like he did last night at D-Generation X. I think Austin is going to go further tonight than he's ever gone before.
All right, so Stone Cold is not very happy with what McMahon is saying, and he's just going to go out there. And one thing that I thought was funny and hilarious that he brings up right away is, like, with all these damn explosions, I thought I heard you ordered me. It's so true, because there's like a shit ton of pyro at the beginning of the episode. It's like nonstop, just like crazy, ridiculous amount of pyro.
Overkill.
Yeah, with all these damn explosions, I thought you ordered me. And he tells him and I love when he always just says, shut up.
Yeah.
McMahon's about to say something, he just cuts him off, shut up.
Yeah. And
he doesn't give a rat's ass who he is.
Yeah, he's pissed. He's pissed right now. He's being ordered, and which kind of becomes like a trigger word. You'll notice throughout this this particular episode, that word "order" just pisses Stone Cold off to, the third degree.
Right. Yep. For sure. McMahon's going to make it a point now where he's going to say, "I'm the proud owner of the WWF. I'm your boss. They're pinpointing that, they're making that a point of contention here. Is that I'm your boss, you can't talk to me like that. And
reaffirming his importance to the show. Like, because he hasn't been around, right? You said to start the show, he's kind of been low key. So this is another way to kind of, reestablish.
And not everybody, not everybody watching was aware that he was the owner,
right,
all along. So it's important that he did that. So, Stone Cold, he doesn't give a damn, blah, 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 all that same rhetoric, of course. Vince is going to tell Austin that there are consequences if he doesn't defend the title tonight. And then Austin gives him, he asks the crowd, if anyone wants to see Vince McMahon get his ass kicked, give me a hell yeah. He emphasizes the hell yeah this time. He's starting to do that where he goes, oh, hell yeah. And he's like moving his arm back and forth, So Vince McMahon, this is an awesome part. When McMahon's like, that's another thing I wanted to talk to you about, your language. Then Austin just like, damn it, Vince, you're right. Hell, son, Jesus Christ, give me a goddamn chance to apologize.
That was great.
He's just fitting in as many swears as he can after words while he's trying to be genuine and apologize to McMahon. Damn, son. Hell, son. Jesus Christ.
Just hitting it everywhere.
And McMahon just looks mortified that Austin is saying all that. It was classic. That's a great comedy skit right there. And then he brings up the obvious, too. Like, you're worried about the ratings of the show. You want Stone Cold in a match. I get it why you want to put me in a match. But I'm going to be in the back popping off tops of beers and eating a couple hot dogs.
I love that line. And, an important part of this particular comment he makes about the ratings is it's WWE bringing to light, the importance of ratings and kind of, subliminally kind of hints to the existing ratings war.
Yep.
With WCW, if you want to look into it that far.
Yeah, it could also be, like you said, subliminal, that they're telling their audience, if you like WWF and you want us to succeed, then you need to keep watching.
Yeah, because at this point, there are more and more eyes on the product, so you kind of see that it's like WWE brass is aware of that, so in these promos, that's why you have Vince McMahon, reestablishing himself and reminding everyone that he's the authority figure, he's the owner, he's the boss, and then also Stone Cold, he's the hero, in a sense.
Yep, so just kind of wrap this up there is Austin now has a decision to make. What's he going to do? Is he going to defend the title? And McMahon has to come up with some consequences, so we'll get back to it later in the episode and see what happens. And that'll take us like 30 seconds from now to get back to that. But Austin, after the audio clip that we played, Austin takes his belt. And he's chasing the officials around the ring. He's just being crazy. They do announce that Stone Cold's truck is available to win. They're going to raffle it off or whatever at Royal Rumble. And I did notice, Michael Cole's now in a major spot on commentary. And he looks just so intense and kind of nervous.
Yeah, compared to
the whole thing.
Yeah, and compared to how he is now, it's kind of funny to see him grow. Like, that's the one part I'm kind of appreciating through this trip down memory lane here on the Bottom Line Cast. So
yeah. So now we'll get back to the match there. So there is not really a match. I guess we all would know that Austin's probably not going to have a match. So he comes out, and he's coming out in his street clothes. So he's not in the ring there, and he's pissed. And it's like, you're not ready to compete, so he's already thinking that Austin's defying him.
Yep.
So there's they're going to talk a little bit about it. So let's listen to it first, and then we'll talk about it. So take a listen now.
Here we go. You look like you're ready to compete here tonight.
Well, son, I'm always ready to compete. You're saying just because I'm wearing jeans, I can't wrestle.
No, if you want to wear jeans, it's all right. Let's go ahead and wrestle.
Well, no, it's not like that. It's not that easy. See, I went back and had my little hot dog. I had a couple of Steve Weisers.
Steve Weiser. Brewski.
And I decided, Vince, that I ain't going to wrestle because I done whipped his ass once. I will not do it tonight. You keep talking about your little consequences, so I want to know what you're prepared to do. What are you going to do? Are you going to fire me? Vince, The Rock thinks you should fire him.
Stay out of this. You stay out of this.
Vince may be PJ Carlissimo before this is all over with.
I'm not going to fire you. What I'm going to do, Steve Austin, you're forcing me to strip you of that Intercontinental title right now. You're forcing me to strip you of it and give it to The Rock.
Whoa! Not popular. Maybe not a healthy
If
decision.
you think for one split second that you can strip this title from Stone Cold Steve Austin, take it from my hands right now, and I knock your damn teeth out.
I don't think they're real anyway, but I
Shut up.
don't think McMahon would like to lose them.
What I will do, Vince, because I done been the Intercontinental Champion, I done been the Tag Team Champions. Hell, son, there ain't but one belt in the Federation that I'm interested in, and that's the World Wrestling Federation Championship belt.
Hear that, Shawn Michaels?
So what I'm going to do, Rock, is I'm going to forfeit the damn title to you tonight.
What?
Because I got bigger fish to fry. So go ahead and take the damn thing because I don't want it no more.
Rocky somewhat apprehensive.
Take it.
Huh?
Take it.
Apparently,
Take it.
Apparently The Rock is a new...
Ladies and gentlemen,
Shut up. Shake my hand, champ. Trust me.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me, champ. This is only up and up. You
Trust
can-
the snake?
Congratulations.
ladies and gentlemen, the new Intercontinental Champion, The Rock.
Now, this is a shocker. You ain't lying. Second time The Rock has been Intercontinental. Whoa! Austin! Stone Cold!
DTA, Rock. Don't trust anybody. There's your little Intercontinental Champion laying right there on his ass. You talk about your TV ratings. You send the cable crew with me because Steve Austin's got plans for the belt and it ain't got a damn thing to do with wrestling. All you got to do is tune in next week. Same Stone Cold time, same Stone Cold channel.
All right, so Austin gets in the ring. As I said before the clip, McMahon is looking at him kind of pissed off that he doesn't have ring attire on. So Austin, his immediate comeback is, I'm always ready to compete. You saying because I have jeans on, I can't wrestle? So McMahon's like, no, go ahead and wrestle then. And, McMahon wants to know, what's the consequence? I ain't going to wrestle. I already beat his ass, so what's your consequence? He also does mention for the first time Steve Weisers.
Yep.
And he sat in the back, had a couple of hot dogs and a couple of Steve Weisers. So there it is. Another classic line that will carry on throughout the rest of his career. The Rock butts in at one point, and he says, McMahon, oh, you should fire Austin. McMahon's like, stay out of this.
Such a little bitch.
Yeah. McMahon comes back with, I ain't firing you, but you're forcing me to strip it from you and give it to The Rock. Which I thought made sense. If you're not going to do what you're told, then
Yeah.
just take the belt off you.
And
All
give
right.
it to the number one contender.
Right. Give it to the guy that got screwed the night before.
Yep.
Another referee came in and made the count.
Yeah. And McMahon, when you go back and watch it, the audio, if you do, McMahon's facial expressions are just spot on. That's one thing,
Yeah.
we will always love about Vince is just similar to what we were saying about The Rock last week. We were covering Rocky Sucks, how even when he's not involved, he just has the mannerisms and he's making the faces, so he is involved even though he's not saying anything. And Vinnie Mac has always been great at that. At least, from this, when he starts taking a more...
From that point on.
Yeah, at this point where he's an on-screen talent, really.
Right.
Performer, even, so...
Yep. So Austin, tells Vince McMahon, "You're gonna strip me? I'll knock your damn teeth out." That makes the crowd go crazy.
And not to cut you off, but JR makes a good point after he says that too. He says, "Oh, we might get a PJ Carlizimo moment or something," which is funny because back in the NBA, I think this PJ Carlizimo was the coach that Latrell Sprewell choked, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, they does say something about Latrell Sprewell too.
Do they? I know they bring up PJ Carlizimo. I was like, that's a dated reference, but that was like a big deal at that time. NBA players choking coaches. But sorry to cut you off. But
that's right. So Austin's gonna change his tune. He's at first he's saying, I'll knock your damn teeth off if you think you're gonna strip me of the title. But then, like I said, he changes his tune. He's like, I've had the tag titles, had the IT title twice. Hell, son, there ain't but one belt I'm interested in, but the WWF Championship, because they know that they are gonna elevate him to world title picture heading into WrestleMania. So you got Royal Rumble. The plan is that they want him to win and have him fight Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 14 for the championship. So it's smart that he loses the title. But apparently he was supposed to drop the title like in a regular match. He was supposed to lose the title the night before. But apparently Austin has some creative control and he was not okay with it. He said it didn't make sense because if you're going to have me become the world champion at WrestleMania, you can't have me losing to this underneath heel who's still on his rise up, just months before.
I agree with that. I think Stone Cold was right here because that's one of the issues I have with, I guess you can always complain about booking the wrestling because we all like the fantasy book. But when you have a guy, lose, even if he doesn't lose clean, so if let's say they did have a match and Austin did lose, and he lost, and he wasn't clean. For him just to walk away from that feud, I hate when any wrestler does that. So they're in a feud,
right.
They lose their belt because they're elevating to, like the world title picture, or from the U.S. belt to the IC belt, even though they're like the same now. But you get the point I'm making. Yeah. And they just like, oh yeah, the guy cheated and he beat me, but fuck them. I'm just gonna move on. Like, really?
Right, like you'd want revenge.
Yeah, that's basically what they would have. Either Stone Cold loses clean or he loses dirty, and then he just moves on. Like, I don't know.
Right. That would make sense. So at least this way, they having him lose, he's not taking a loss. He beat though. He should be winning on his way to becoming world champ.
Yeah.
So now The Rock's going to get the title, so that's going to help him. It's going to elevate him even more as the IC champ now. And the really good thing that they're going to do is they're not just going to totally just have Austin walk away from the Rock situation just yet. Mm-hmm. They're going to let it go on for a couple weeks even after this forfeiting of the title. And we'll get into that, of course, in a little bit. All right, so good stuff there. Thought it was good shit. That's perfect for that, for The Rock, too. So good booking, and good for Austin to stick up for himself and say, yeah, no, that shit doesn't work.
Yeah, and imagine how pumped everyone is backstage, just from like holy shit, they just struck gold with Stone Cold, and now they know they have gold with The Rock. DX is clicking, like backstage, front office stuff. It must have been a hell of a ride right now. Like they just must have been salivating, like knowing like we're set.
Right.
We have 3 top things going on right now.
And they finally just beat Nitro like a month and a half ago for the first time. Just 1 hour, only 1 hour they won.
Still a win though. Yeah,
it's still a win, and that was with the Austin stunning McMahon.
Yeah, and just from culture, based on culture. Like when you look back at American culture in the 90s, that's how intense this shit was. They were looking at hour-by-hour ratings, like segment by segment.
Segments.
Yeah, like this is unheard of. It's not shit you really saw I don't know, I can't think of any even television shows that were clashing like this, and you had, sports entertainment. And have we seen it again? I don't think so.
Nope.
Like you see shows rave about their ratings, but never compared like blatantly taking shots at like competition.
Yeah. Right. Because it's just so different now.
Yeah.
Nobody's really going head to head against each other.
Yeah.
It's just on demand. Everything's on demand.
They're all pansies.
Right. It's just a different time.
Yeah.
So Austin hands the title over to The Rock, forfeits his Intercontinental Championship, shakes The Rock's hand, and boom, hits him with a stunner. Tells him DTA. Austin then grabs the belt and says he's got plans for that belt. So we have like the reversal of last month where The Rock took Austin's belt. Not Austin forfeits the belt, but he's going to take it with him anyway.
Yep.
He's going to take it from The Rock.
Shake my hand, champ. Trust me.
Yeah, trust me. And then the best thing is right before the end, he says, "Tune in next week, the same Stone Cold time, same Stone Cold channel."
Yep, that's great. And I also like where he's after he hits the stunner. I think it's right after he hits it. He's like, "There's your IC champion, right on his ass."
Yeah. It's great shit.
Yeah, it's an A+ segment. It's great.
Yeah, awesome segment. And it's even going to get better with next week, what he has in store for the next Stone Cold time, Stone Cold channel. But there was one other little thing that happened that was funny, is Austin's like kind of walking around. Then he comes back into the ring and just runs the ropes. And then knocked McMahon off the ropes.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
I have to go back and check that.
It's right after it. So, awesome stuff.
That's funny.
All right, so we'll move on now to the side notes for Raw 237. And you have DX. DX come out. They're going to do some strip poker. But the best thing that comes from this is HBK's promo. Is he's going to call out Owen Hart. And he says that the Hart Foundation, all the Harts are just a bunch of turds. And Owen Hart is that one small stinky nugget that doesn't get flushed down and just keeps popping back up. Which is, as many of you know, this is the origin of the nugget. Owen Hart being a nugget.
I'm not a nugget.
I'm not a nugget. So that's not going anywhere for a while, that nugget. And Owen Hart's even going to reference himself as a nugget later on. So HBK is challenging Owen Hart to come out. And they say that they're going to stay at the ring or ringside and play strip poker for a few matches. He was just waiting for Owen Hart. So the head happening during their match. So they flip over the poker table, and then DX just kicks the shit out of them.
The fucking headbangers.
The headbangers. They put them through the poker table, and because they're playing strip poker, and Michaels is in his underwear, and he's just like slapping his dick. I don't know if you noticed that. He's like flicking his dick.
HBK is as bad as Stone Cold is during this time, like defying authority. HBK is just like totally, FCC's watching him closely.
Well, the thing is that Stone Cold's character is to be defiant.
Yeah.
But Shawn Michaels is doing it for real, like in real life.
Yeah, yes, exactly. You could see it like, nah, this is just like...
He's just being a dickhead.
Yeah.
Austin's doing that because it's scripted that way.
Yeah.
Michaels is doing whatever the hell he wants. Eventually, Owen Hart does come out. He attacks from the crowd. He gets a huge babyface pop.
Yeah.
Like, I thought, wow, this is like, maybe he could become a main eventer now.
Yeah, I agree.
You know? Because he's now involved with Shawn Michaels, who's the champ, so... Had a chance there, but then they go in a different direction really soon. Mm-hmm. You know, he's been off TV at this point since the Survivor Series, so basically a whole month off TV. And just one last side note that I had is Mark Marrow and Sable saga continues, and he's being very overprotective of Sable, so he's making Sable wear a potato sack.
Oh, I love this segment.
Yep. And then she takes off the potato sack when Marrow isn't looking, and my note that I wrote was just wowza. Yeah, and
it's just, this was the only side note I actually had for this episode. I saw it in your notes, but I'm like, this is the night Sable hit another stratosphere of popularity, in my opinion. Like, she just took off from here because that outfit was as risque as you've seen on regular television, probably ever at that point. Yeah, like it's damn close up there, and up to this point. I think it had to be hands down. I don't know if you can think one off the top of your head, but the sexiest moment in WWE history.
Up to that time, for sure.
Can you think of any diva, any female wrestler that ever wore anything similar to what she had on?
No.
The only thing that might have been close is when she was behind. We discussed it an episode or two ago where she. Someone opens. Stone Cold's looking for someone in the back. Opens the door, and she's just you kind of see her side tit. You know.
Yeah. Yep. When he's looking for a partner.
Yeah.
He's gonna be her partner.
But this
an Austin 316 shirt.
Yeah, but this outfit is just oof. This was great. I remember this. This. This was awesome.
Sure was. Yeah, for anybody that hasn't seen it, you got to go back. Raw 237. Check out the potato sacks.
Oh yeah, the potato sacks. That's a Spank Bank Hall of Famer right there.
Yeah.
For any teenager.
Especially for how old was I there? 14? 14, yeah.
Yeah, 1997 I was 13. Yeah, fucking prime.
Yeah,
priming up for this shit.
Right, this is 1997 too. This is not. You don't get good internet porn yet.
No, you didn't have that. This was it. This is what you had.
I don't think you had video yet.
You could, but it took a while to download.
Yeah.
Yet it took. The buffering rates were garbage in 1997. Like you could pull. It was easy to pull up pictures, but like.
Right.
This is when the WWF magazine became like a top seller because they were just putting all their divas in there, all in bikinis and everything. I guess some people call it sexist, but these women were beautiful. Right. You know what I mean? Like they were showing off the goods. What the hell?
Yeah.
Like they were proud of it. They put work into those bodies. Like these girls were in shape.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah, should be more role models. These are great role models for women.
Yeah, no, not everybody will like that.
Hey, what do you mean? They were very successful women.
Yeah.
Some of them went off the rails a little, but overall, they were good.
I just have it in my mind now. I was like thinking back to the early days of internet porn.
Yeah.
And like you'd go to a page and it'd be like 30 stills of like one scene.
Oh yeah.
You just look at the different pictures.
Yeah. Or you download like the 30-second clip of one of the scenes because you could download quicker than like a 30-minute clip, which would probably take all day. Yeah. Then you had to hope someone didn't hop on the phone. Like no.
But if you were at like one of those pages that had like 30 pictures or whatever, you'd have to create your own story.
Yeah, it's imagination. These days don't have that.
Yeah, kids don't have any imagination today. They don't check out their internet porn that way.
Yeah, exactly. And not to ramble off topic, but I think it was T-Pain. You know the rapper T-Pain? Yeah. I saw something. He's quoted as saying like he has a problem with porn nowadays. He's like, what happened to the porn music? There's no more porn music.
No music at all.
It's funny. I was like, no shit. Evolution. So I guess he's gonna. I don't know if I didn't finish reading the article, but I'm gonna go on a limb and think that T-Pain is gonna take porn music to the next level. He's gonna bring it back.
It's gonna create the soundtrack for next releases of Brazzers.
Yeah, Vivid Entertainment just signed T-Pain. All right, back to wrestling.
It'll be at the award show next year.
Yeah, the AVNs. Producer of the year, T-Pain. I think it was T-Pain. I hope it was T-Pain.
Somebody like that.
Yeah.
If it's not.
It was someone famous.
All right, back to wrestling, I guess. All right. Raw 238, December 15th, 1997, from Durham, New Hampshire. This is the taped episode from the day after the Portland, Maine live Raw. And they're just going to continue that, the great storyline from the previous week where Austin now has the belt. And he told everybody to stay tuned. There's going to be something to go on this episode. So be glued to the TV and classic moment in Raw history that we're about to get into.
Mm-hmm.
So start with a clip. It's The Rock, the new IC champion, the People's champion. We'll take a listen to what The Rock has to say.
Later, Vince, I should say, Stone Cold also promised a surprise for tonight.
Is that The Rock introduces to all of you here the new, undisputed Intercontinental Champion, the People's Champion, and as we all know, the best damn Intercontinental Champion there ever was.
And you know what?
Hey, with all due respect, the champ is talking. The champ, unfortunately, the champ is a very unhappy man. And that's for the simple fact that gutless thief in the night, Stone Cold Steve Austin, that gutless thief in the night, Steve Austin, stole The Rock's Intercontinental title. No. He stole our Intercontinental belt.
Well, stealing belts was your MO, Rock.
Now, I will say this, Stone Cold Steve Austin, as the undisputed Intercontinental Champion of the World Wrestling Federation, I say to you here right now, I order you to come out here and give The Rock what is rightfully his, the Intercontinental belt.
Well, here he is, Rock. I believe business is just about to pick up. He say order. There's the rattlesnake.
All right, so there he is, the people's champ. And he comes out with the nation, and he has this certain air about himself now that he is really the champion. He's bossing people around in the nation. He cuts off Farouk at one point, and he says, "With all due respect, champ is talking."
Yeah. He's gone full-blown alpha male of Nation of Domination at this point. He has the swagger. It's just crazy to see how his confidence and swagger just kind of developed, over just the last few episodes, really, of Raw. So,
ever since he's been involved with Stone Cold.
Yeah,
throughout November and December.
Talk about bringing the best out in each other.
Yep, awesome. So Austin stole our title. He's saying that the IC title is part of the nation.
Yep.
And he's calling out Austin to return the IC title. And Austin's going to have something to say about that. He doesn't like to be ordered around.
Yep, which we alluded
like
to.
you said earlier,
yeah.
Right? So Austin's going to make his way out to the ring, and let's hear what he has to say now. Take a listen.
The Rock.
If I heard you right, you're back there calling Stone Cold Steve Austin out. You're ordering me out to the ring. If you ain't been watching, son, you don't order Steve Austin to do a damn thing. You ought to know I do what I want when I want. The same with your little buddies right there. Hell, I ran my damn truck all over their asses. Rocky, I whipped your ass. You stole the belt from me because that's exactly what you are, a piece of trash. I forfeited that belt to you because for once in my life, I was in a good mood and I had some mercy on your junky ass. You want your little tight. Shut up. Stop moving your mouth. I'll sew your damn lips closed. You're going to find out where your belt's at. Just go grab yourself a little monitor, stick around, because I got something to show you. And you're going to understand, Rock, when you mess with the 316, you're in way over your damn head. You just don't know no better.
JR, what does he mean by The Rock's in way over his head? I don't have any idea, but I got a feeling we're going to find out tonight. This is going to be a very, very interesting broadcast.
Well, I will say this to you, Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, you come out here and you call all the shots like you're The Rock, but you really don't have it like that. The Rock tells you right now, you have exactly 1 hour to return with The Rock's property. And hey, if not, I guarantee you, The Rock and the nation will search this entire building, search this entire area until we find you, drag you back in here, and beat you, and let all the people know exactly what The Rock and the nation thinks about you. And as a matter of fact, you've got exactly 59 minutes and 30 seconds.
Stone Cold is on the clock.
Domination! Domination!
All right, so you have Austin there. Like we were just saying, nobody orders Austin around. You don't order Steve damn thing. And then I like this line here. For once in my life, I was in a good mood and gave you some mercy on your junky ass.
Junky ass.
Junky ass.
I just picture him like all like methed out,
Right. Like, what do you mean, junky ass?
He's got an empty Dunkin' Donuts cup with like 4 pennies and a nickel in it. A couple cigarette butts on the corner. Junkie.
The Rockets. Yeah, I don't know if you describe the Rock a junkie.
No, he's not. But it's just whenever I see the word junkie, whoever you associate, that's what I think. I'm like, oh, that person's on the corner, like down by the battleship in Fall River or something.
It's probably just another issue of Steve Austin just trying to say something funny.
Yeah,
he just came out with junkie.
Fucking junkie. What a shitty thing to be called.
So Austin came out there. He's got the belt. Well, he doesn't have it with him there, but he's saying, "Pay attention to the monitor for your belt." And The Rock gives him a time limit. You have 1 hour to return my property. So pretty cool. And following that, they give a recap of the whole Austin attack and forfeiting the title, and it's narrated by Jim Cornette, and I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
So,
basically,
check that out.
Basically everything Cornette's been doing that we've been watching over the past couple episodes, he's been awesome.
Yeah,
I forgot how good he was. Like, I know, he obviously had his differences. It's too bad they couldn't work that out because, man, he's awesome. I like Cornette.
The thing is, he's awesome right here, but in like about a month, so like next week's episode, or the following week's episode, we'll be talking about Jim Cornette some more on the side notes, and they kind of like turn around from him doing good shit to giving him some real crap. Yeah. It's the NWA revival. So he brings in the Rock and Roll Express.
Oh, jeez.
And Barry Windham and Jeff Jarrett's back with the new NWA North American Championship. And Cornette's running in, hitting people with the tennis racket again. So it kind of like reverts back to the cheesy Cornette stuff.
It's too bad.
It's right here.
I remember
on
that
commentary.
now.
Yeah. He's doing commentary. He's out doing like segments, backstage segments and shit. So doing all that good stuff, but then they just go right back to him being a manager. Which, not to say that he's a bad manager, it's just that at this time, that's not his best usage, I think.
No, I agree with you. I think what they had him doing was working.
Right. It's nice to freshen it up too. Like you have Lawler as like heel commentator for 1 hour, and then you get somebody different for the next hour.
Yep.
All right, so you have this countdown going on. So we're gonna skip ahead to the part of the show. Rolex, your time is up. So we'll get into the audio clip, which is I just quoted from the audio clip there. So take a listen to that. And this is just a classic moment in Raw history. Classic Stone Cold moment. So take a listen to this. And, of course, don't forget to check it out on the actual episode. It's at the 1 hour, 4 minute mark. So if you want to watch it, 1 hour, 4 minute in episode 238 of Raw. All right, let's get to the clip now. Take a listen.
Okay. According to The Rock's Rolex, Stone Cold Steve Austin, your time is up. And judging by the simple fact that your sorry carcass isn't out here delivering what's rightfully The Rock's, and that's the Intercontinental Belt, it just goes to show that you're as gutless as can be. So now, Stone Cold Steve Austin, you've managed to do something that you shouldn't have done, and that's piss The Rock off. So now The Rock and the nation are coming to get my Intercontinental Belt. Well, as you can see, it's a beautiful night. You got the moon shining bright up there. You got the cars going back and forth over there. But you ain't got no one on this bridge but Stone Cold Steve Austin with the Intercontinental Championship belt. Rock, when I gave this belt to you, I did just that. You didn't have to earn a damn thing. Well, tonight, son, if you want to find it, I got a few things that I'm going to give you first. If you're going to find it, you're going to need a few objects. You're going to need your little mask so that you can see under the water. You're going to need your little snorkel. Hell, son, you might even need a regulator because you're going to have to go deep. So I got you a little oxygen tank, and I really doubt there's any oxygen in the damn thing. But nonetheless, there the damn thing is. And I'll tell you what, Rock, take your little flippers because you probably can't swim worth a damn either. Here's a cell phone. When you find the damn thing, dial my number. And here's the pager. When you dial me, tell me you found your little belt. I'll page you back, put the 316, and give you the big thumbs up. Right? You're the biggest piece of trash I ever saw. It hurts me to do this, but I really don't give a damn about you or the WWF, so I'll see your little belt later.
Oh, my. No! There goes the belt!
And that's the bottom line, because the 316 said so. You piece of trash. Let him swim out there and find the damn thing. If he's lucky, he'll find it. If he don't, maybe he'll drown. I really don't give a damn what he does.
Austin has done it again. He's defied authority. The Intercontinental title is sleeping with the fishes tonight. And Rocky's got a good swim in front of him if he ever expects to get it back.
All right, so you had the Nation come out with noticeable exception of Farouk. Farouk is not out there with the Nation. And then you get on the Titantron, Austin on a bridge. Just on a bridge out in New Hampshire. Durham, New Hampshire, somewhere. So Austin says, The Rock is going to need some diving gear and an oxygen tank. He just starts throwing this shit over the bridge into the water. Diving gear, the oxygen tank. He has a cell phone. He said, you're going to need a cell phone. It was a pager. And then The Rock is acting like he's doing a great job in the ring, like trying to sell all this. Like he's surprised, like, where the hell's my phone? Where the hell's my pager? I don't have it. To sell that Austin actually did have it and stole it and threw it into the river. Then he finally brings out the belt, and Austin tosses it right into the river. That's the bottom line because the 316 says so. So you got, what actually was, it's portrayed as the IC title belt, but according to all reports, it was an old tag team belt that was tossed into the river. If you're paying attention to the segment, see that Austin has the IC title at the start of it, but then throws it down in front of him off camera. And then that's probably where a switch is made.
The old switcheroo.
The
old hidden belt trick.
And they know it was a tag team belt because somebody actually went in the river, found it.
Damn, that's a nice souvenir.
Yep. I don't know whatever happened to it from that point on, but it was a tag team belt.
Zack Ryder probably owns it.
Imagine that now, though, like, just dumping all that shit in there and just leaving it there. Yeah. It's not like, today they would just have a boat out there and they'd be like, all right, the segment's over. That shit. They're not going to leave it in there, but they left it in there 20 years ago.
Yeah, they could have just put a fucking float on it, too.
Right.
Like something, like, I don't know.
So you have Austin saying this, the 316. I feel like that shit's just fallen flat.
Big time.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that until you put it in the notes here.
Yeah.
Man, that was a good catch because they have been trying to like push that, but
right.
It's just
he is saying that fairly often and not picking up.
You think maybe they were just trying to get rid of the biblical aspect?
That could be a reason. Yeah, could be.
Maybe they were kind of ruffling the wrong feathers in the Bible Belt, but
maybe.
I don't know. 316 is better than 316. 316 has its moments, like obviously the pager moment from last episode. It's a classic.
That makes sense.
There.
That makes sense because it's a pager. You can only put 316.
Yeah.
You can't put the colons.
Yep.
All right, so a huge Rocky Suck chance during that skit that you could probably hear on the audio there.
Yep.
It's just classic segment, title being tossed into the river. Awesome shit by Austin. From this point on now, Austin's kind of going to break away from The Rock. So like you said, he doesn't just flat out stop dealing with The Rock. But this is kind of like his last dig at The Rock. He's like, all right, I gave you the belt last week. Now here's your fucking belt in the river. Go get it. And now I'm moving on.
I like how he says, if you don't find it, maybe he'll drown.
Oh, man. All right, so we have some side notes here for this episode. Again, it's episode 238 from December 15th, 1997. And a couple notable things here I'll point out is a Scratch logo. Scratch logo is being used now in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. So they had introduced the Scratch logo at Survivor Series during the WWF Attitude promo commercial.
Yep.
So they had a new logo there, but now it's finally as part of the signature on all the episodes of WWF television. You have an Undertaker promo, and they just basically Great Kid, Shawn Michaels at Royal Rumble in a casket match. Kane's going to come down. They square face off. Undertaker and Kane face to face. JR's actually in this episode going to coin the name New Age Outlaws. And Billy Gunn's like, yeah, I like that. That's good. so they're just kind of putting that out there that that's the name now.
Yeah, and they're having a great feud right now with actually Dude Love, who's kind of, they're like triggering his split personality disorder.
Yep.
So he's kind of like, almost like forgetting who he is in the ring. So he's like, he has his Dude Love costume, but he's like snapping into like Mankind mode and Cactus Jack mode. It's fucking Mick
I love
Foley's
that.
so good. So good.
Yep. Such a cool character.
Yeah.
Have that depth. 3 personalities.
That's great acting.
Yep. You got Mark Henry back in action after being off for like a year, basically.
Against the Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah, that's right, Brooklyn Brawler.
Oh, the Brawler. They dropped the Brooklyn.
Oh.
Because they're the Attitude Era. You know.
Yeah.
He's the Brawler.
It's the Brawler.
He gets shit.
Owen Hart. Owen Hart is back out there. He's calling out Vince McMahon. He has a goatee now. Looks like a badass. He looks like Johnny from the Karate Kid.
He looks like Johnny from Cobra Kai. Like,
yeah,
you watched the new show? Like, older.
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he came in like, 94, Owen Hart, when he had this match against Brett at WrestleMania, he was Johnny from Karate Kid. But now that he's pissed off, he's Johnny from Cobra Kai.
Yeah. Which is a great show. Did you ever watch Cobra Kai?
I watched it.
Yeah, I hope they do a season 2. That shit was
I
damn
think
good.
They are doing season 2.
Yeah. It's like the only hit YouTube Red has ever had.
And Daniel Russo is a dickhead.
Yeah, LaRusso Auto.
I guess there's a whole theory that LaRusso, if you go back and watch Karate Kid, he started all the problems.
Yeah, I've read that, but he's I mean, Johnny's a complete dickhead though too.
Right.
Yeah. It's perspective, but I mean, definitely
Yeah.
LaRusso kind of asked for it.
Yep. Oh well. So that's Owen Hart, Johnny.
Johnny.
Owen Hart makes it a point to say that he's not going to be run out of WWF. He's been there for 9 years. Nobody can run me out. I'm going to remain right here in the WWF. He even brings up, I don't care about the championship, which I kind of sighed a little bit when he said that because it's like, they definitely don't want the world title picture if he's going to say that.
Yeah, I wonder if they even knew he was going to say it. He might have shot. This might have been why they were like, dude, you can't say that.
Yeah, maybe.
Just knocking the importance of the title.
Yeah. I mean, I want the damn title. I just want to kick someone's ass. Yeah. So he goes on, and he even acknowledges the Nugget reference from last week. HBK started it, and this little nugget is going to end it. He calls himself a little nugget.
Yeah, idiot.
And then he's going to be saying for months that you're not a nugget. You know? If you go back in the tape, you called yourself a little nugget.
Yeah, you definitely did it to yourself, man.
Owen screwed Owen. Vince McMahon VKM. That's how I have it in my notes. Vince McMahon calls out security. And Owen is getting over with the crowd big time. And I thought they should capitalize on it, but they don't really seem to. They're going to make him... He's going to have some good points, throughout the next couple of years, but not what I was hoping for. All right, so that brings us now to, we got the Cure for the Common Show segment, which you definitely should go back and watch because this is where Vince McMahon kind of breaks down that. This is an attitude era. There's some risque elements to this show. Okay, he points out that kids' viewership is mostly on the weekends. And it's not Monday night at 9 p.m. So they shouldn't have to worry about, little kids watching it because they should be in bed Monday nights at 9.
Yep.
And their shows on Saturday are tailor-made for kids' audience. So they recap what happens on Raw, but they edit it so that all the, the crazy shit is not there. And that's a good thing that he brought up that. And I wish they would go back to that line, that your kids shouldn't be up on Monday night watching this.
Yeah.
There's other programming on the network that recaps this stuff So they should be able to go back to more TV 14, TVMA, or whatever.
And they have enough. They have enough space on the network where they can kind of position stuff that are more aimed towards kids viewership.
Right. I don't think they the whole being on the stock exchange as like a reason why you can't do that. It's like, nah, that's bullshit.
Yeah,
Because
which is
you
only
have such a
2 years later at this point. Like, was it 1999? I think they go
Right.
They go public.
Yep. They have such a wide variety of programming that they have something for everybody.
Yeah,
basically.
and I think they might be starting to notice that. Not to get into current events right now
Right.
for too long, but there's that weird demographic of kids that just aren't watching wrestling, aren't watching
Right.
sports. Video games are huge, like more popular than they've ever been. So I don't.
Right.
I think at one point, like, when does WWE have to go back to the well and kind of bring in like they're using nostalgia acts, but maybe they need to bring those fans back.
Thing is,
But not use
like,
nostalgic acts. Like, I don't know. It's definitely a tough spot for. I think they're in a tough spot. I don't know how their stock's doing. I'm sure they make money and stuff, but
Yeah.
TV ratings are garbage right now.
The thing is, again, it is a different time where some things are not okay anymore.
Yep.
So we were talking about Sable before and all that, about her and her looks and all that. And then last week on Raw and on SmackDown, they had a couple segments where they were showing a little bit of skin
Yeah.
on the women. And, the thinking probably behind it is, that's what people like on the Attitude Era, and so maybe we'll start to do some of that again.
But until the
But then you
social
had-
justice warriors come
Right,
out. Yeah.
exactly. Then you had online, what, this day and age, we have,
Yeah.
that's not okay to do. It's like,
It's like, what is
Just
not
as-
okay? If the woman's feeling empowered to do it and they feel confident enough, it's almost like I don't know. I don't agree with social justice warriors suck for the most part.
just
when it comes to
bitches.
fiction, which is what this is. It's fiction. It's entertainment.
right.
Like,
That's what a lot of people seem to forget, is that these are characters.
yes, yep.
They're playing a role. This isn't real life.
It bothers me when I have to remind people that are so quick to remind non-wrestling fans that are so quick to remind wrestling fans that wrestling's fake. Don't tell you know that, right? It's not real. So,
Yeah, no shit, that's why I watch
my
it.
fucking counter argument to you every time you bitch about something that's not politically correct. It's like, dude,
Doesn't
what if
have
it
to be
happened
politically correct.
If it happened in a 2-hour movie on Showtime, you wouldn't say shit.
Right. It's like going back and watch The Sopranos and say, I don't like that they killed that person.
Yeah, like,
well, too fucking bad. It's part of the story.
I can't believe they gave him cement shoes. Like, what the fuck?
So wrong.
Yeah, like, it's a fucking
I
show.
can't believe the Italians were racist to black people.
Yeah.
Like, it's part of a fucking show.
Yeah, like, Jesus.
know.
I don't know, but yeah, it's
So,
just, it's
yeah.
weird. Thing is, everyone's got a voice now because everyone's got a platform.
Right.
Social media gives everybody a platform. Get a couple retweets, a couple likes.
Yep.
You get a kind of quasi-important person who's feeling a little down, a little angry, their career ain't going too good, so they just try to fucking spark some bullshit. Some hot
Right.
take.
Oh, the days we live in now. Oh,
Yeah.
well.
I don't know.
So that's, like I said before, I'll probably say it a bunch more times. That's why we go back and we watch this stuff.
Yeah, it does. It's
Bring us back to a different time.
Yep.
Not to sound like some old man or, it was better when I was a kid. But
Yeah.
it's just different. Alright, you had that Cure for the Common Show. It was a cool segment. Definitely check that out. And then the last thing was DX against the Legion of Doom in the main event. And New Age Outlaws are going to come out and they're going to help DX. And, HBK is going to be looking back at them as they leave the ring, as New Age Outlaws leave. Kind of gives like, not bad. It says not bad and starts to rub his chin. So
Yeah.
you're starting to think that maybe they might be an addition to DX.
They definitely earn it here.
Yeah. It's funny though, the next week, which we're going to get into just right now, so I'll just say it here, it's Raw 239 from December 22nd, 1997. I'm going to go a little out of order here, so you know. So you had that previous week, DX maybe alluding to New Age Outlaws joining the group. So there's a promo with DX. They open the show, they have their robes on, and they get those Christmas. They were in thongs. and they got China. China's in the ring. And they make a little reference that we have 2 new members of DX. So when I was watching, I was like, oh yeah, this is when New Age Outlaws come in already? 2 new members? And then they pointed to China's tits. So those are the 2 new members of DX. China's implants. I thought it was in this episode, wasn't it? Oh, maybe that was the next week.
Yeah, that's the next episode. That's 240 the following week.
Oh, all right. Fuck that up. All right, anyway.
Sorry to kill the spoiler.
Yeah, all right. So it's 2 weeks later.
Yeah. China's new titties come next week. December 29th, 1997. The breast new woman in town.
Yeah. All right, so back to Raw 239 then. From December 22nd, 1997, you have not much going on. This is a Christmas episode, so you do have, like, snow falling and shit. You get that. You got Santa Claus a few times.
The WWE logo wrapped in a wreath.
So you have Stone Cold, and Stone Cold's going to stun Santa Claus. So what's a Christmas episode without Santa? And definitely... Now that Stone Cold's the hottest act in wrestling, Stone Cold needs to stun Santa. But you can't just have Stone Cold stunning nice Santa. You need to have some dickhead pervert Santa. So, well, take a listen to Stone Cold stunning Santa.
Not gonna get Sable here. What are we even on?
Oh, little boy, you're not Sable.
No.
That's my present? Well, I gotta tell you something, little boy. You're definitely not Sable.
No kidding. Somebody ought to
You're
get that
not
kid a
what Santa
haircut
Claus
for
wanted for Christmas this year, little boy. Well, anyway, while I'm here, why don't you tell Santa Claus and everyone here tonight what you really want for Christmas?
You're not the real Santa Claus.
What do you mean I'm not the real Santa Claus? What gives you the right, little boy, to tell me that I am not the real Santa Claus? Where did you get telling me that I am not Santa Claus? Why don't you go back and sit down over there?
That's not very nice.
Why don't you go back and sit down? I don't even want to
think the
know
old
what's
goat's been
wrong with
drinking.
Christmas, young
Who
boy.
heard this guy? What has he been in the eggnog? Uh-oh. Well, are we taking this? If we weren't before, I bet we are now. Holy mackerel! I reckon we're going to find out who's been naughty or nice. I think we know the answer. Here comes the rattlesnake. And I got a feeling business is going to pick up.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Austin.
You better stand up, St. Nick. This could be good right here. Oh, this. Yeah, this
Merry
can't
Christmas,
miss.
Mr. Austin. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, hell yeah. You come out here expecting Sable. The kid comes out here. You kick the kid out of the ring. You shouldn't have done it. You know what I'm saying? I expected Sable, Mr. Austin. I don't give a damn who you expected, son. You don't kick the kid out of the ring. He said you wasn't the real Santa. I am the real Santa. So you're the real Santa? Yes, I'm the real Santa. Are you the real Santa, or are you just a fat piece of trash? I'm a little round. Oh, I did it. If you're the real Santa, hell, a few years ago, when Stone Cold was about 6 years old, and he'd been a good little SOB all year. That's true. That's true. When I was 6 years old, if you're the real Santa, what the hell did I ask for? Well, Santa's going to think about that for a minute, Mr. Austin. Speak up, son. I can't hear you. Santa has to think about that, Mr. Austin. It's been a long time ago. But let me think. I know I've got it. It's in my mind.
There's a lot of cocktails.
I think it was a Bobby doll and Tiddlywinks. Yes, that's what it was, Mr. Austin. That's what you wanted. You wanted a Bobby doll
and Tiddlywinks?
And Tiddlywinks. There wasn't no Barbie doll, and I can tell you what to do with every little one of you little tiddlywinks.
That wasn't very nice, Mr. Austin.
Let me take a little survey here. Shut up. Let me take a little survey here, son. You're damn sure fat enough to be Santa. You got your little rosy cheeks. I really don't know what to think. Stand up, son. Let me take a good look at you.
Am I the real Santa Claus, everyone? Am I the real Santa Claus?
Kid, you say he's the real Santa Claus or not? He's not the Santa Claus. If he's not the real Santa Claus, give me a hell no.
Not looking good for Chris Kringle there.
Santa, straight from the bottom of Stone Cold's heart, I got a little Christmas present for you myself.
Oh! No! Stone Cold just started Santa Claus! He clapped Chris's Kringle!
Oh, hell yeah!
Nobody but the rattlesnake! Or Stone Cold Stunner, Saint Nick!
All right, so as I said, strange segment. Fun at the end, with the stunner and all that, but building up to it was kind of weird. You had this boy in the ring who looked like a girl to me.
But it's actually, I Googled it during the break there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, 'cause before the show we were talking. We're like, I think that's an Uso brother. Apparently it was.
Yeah.
It's one of the Uso boys.
It was?
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
Wow. Shit.
I didn't get to read the whole article, but it's looking. I'm pretty sure it's Bruce Pritchard discusses booking of Stone Cold Steve Austin beating up Santa Claus on Raw, reveals that kid in segment was an Uso brother.
Oh,
So
so you were right on.
I don't think it gets any more legit than when he says it, right?
And Pritchard, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if that was one of his episodes. Must have missed it. I have to go back and look through their archives and check that out.
Yeah,
that story.
They don't know which one it is, but it's definitely Jimmy or Jay.
Oh, you nailed it then. Shit. So, Uso, sorry you looked like a girl to me. Looked like a little girl. But, no, it was an Uso then. So, you have Jimmy or Jay Uso. And he wanted to see Sable.
Perverted motherfucker Santa.
Yeah.
Wasn't he like the week before calling for her too? Well, after hours.
Yeah.
When the Raw went off the air, they like show a segment. It's like we're after hours, and it's like he's out in the ring. Like I need to let Sable know she's on the naughty or nice list. Actually, he didn't talk like that. This guy sounds like he's from fucking like Dorchester.
Yeah, it does. I wonder who he was too. Pritchard talks about it in that.
He does.
Episode.
I actually have the article up. His name was Pritchard on the man who played Santa Claus. This guy's name is Roy. He was from upstate Massachusetts. He worked in the Northeast on a lot of independents and worked later on as the Mountie in the independents. Good guy, nice worker.
Yeah, and they're in Lowell, Massachusetts for this. So.
Yeah. It's like right when I heard the guy, he's not saying his R's. Like we sound probably like at least I know I sound like probably 90% of the podcast.
Me too.
I was like, I know a trashy Boston accent when I know one. I have one.
So when Uso boy says, "You're not the real Santa," Santa kicks the kid out of the ring, tells him to get out of there. Stone Cold comes out. He's not going to let Santa treat a little boy like that, a little Uso like that. So he makes his way down to the ring. And Austin tells Santa to shut up, of course. Shut up. And Austin's going to give him the test. If you're the real Santa, when I was 6 years old, what did I ask for?
That's such a great segment. Weird, but good.
Yeah. Santa says, a Barbie doll and tiddlywinks.
That's so stupid.
Austin's like, I can tell you what to do with those tiddlywinks. Austin's saying at this, this is not the real Santa. Give me a hell no. If he's not the real Santa, give me a hell no.
He's like, are you the real Santa or a fat piece of trash? I love piece of trash. That's great. You throw fat in front of it, it's gold.
Yep. Piece of trash. So, Stone Cold has a Christmas present for you. That's what he tells Santa. Obviously, we know what that's going to be. Wham! Stunner. Then he gives him an elbow drop.
Yeah, he really doesn't like Santa.
So, weird, funny segment. And now we have even more information on it that
it
was an Uso boy.
And the dude's tall. Dude's tall as hell.
He's not fat either.
No, you could tell he's got believe it, the guy was probably, an indie wrestler.
Right. Indie wrestler Roy. I'll look him up.
Indie wrestler Roy.
So, let's get into the side notes because that's all there really is for. He finished up his feud with The Rock really last week. So now moving on to some little side segments like Stunning Santa. Then we're going to get in the next episode is a little encounter with Goldust, or the artist formerly known as Goldust, just before New Year's. So we talked briefly about in the side notes earlier. I got into a little bit is that DX came out with the robes on and all that, had their asses out. You get Undertaker versus The Rock for the first time on this episode of Raw. Kane's going to come out. Undertaker hits Rock with the tombstone and becomes a DQ, so Undertaker doesn't really... Actually, does he win the match? No. It ends in DQ because Kane comes out.
Yeah, DQ when Kane comes out, yep.
Yeah. The Rock's going to challenge Ken Shamrock, so he's moving up a new angle or new story from Ken Shamrock. And The Rock tells the nation to come back out, and Farouk is all pissed off. So that's building up.
Yeah.
The Rock and Farouk. Be nice to see when that finally blows up. You got Vader. We already had Santa at one point, but now you get Vader dressed as Santa. So Vader dressed as Santa attacks Goldust. So their little feud is continuing. Situation here where Triple H is going to win the European Championship from HBK because they're forced to have a match with each other by Slaughter. And what did Slaughter expect for them to do? They actually have a wrestling match?
Idiot.
It makes sense that they want to take that belt off HBK.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty stupid for him to have it anyway.
Yeah, it was. That's really stupid.
Right, so they take it off him. He's the world champion. He doesn't need to have a side belt. So, who better to have it than Triple H?
Yeah, who's earning
Helps
it.
to build him up.
Yeah.
Right. Helps to build him up a little bit more. And also makes DX look like a group of champions rather than Triple H hanging around HBK with two belts.
Yeah.
So that's it for that episode. This brings us now to the last episode. It's a great year for WWE. So this is Raw 240 from December 29th, 1997. This is live from Uniondale, Long Island, in New York. So the opening segment is Stone Cold, and this is his encounter with Goldust.
The artist formerly known as Goldust.
Yes, the artist formerly known as Goldust.
The freak on a leash.
Yeah.
They took that Korn song a little literal with them.
You're right. So every week, Goldust has been coming out dressed as something different. So in this episode, he's dressed as the New Year baby. Dressed as a baby.
This is so sad.
He's claiming that he's the toughest SOB. Dressed as a baby. And he's going to kick Austin's ass. So Austin's going to come out. He's going to have a little surprise for him. He's going to have a little present for him up in the rafters. So we're going to play that segment for you. So about 4 to 5 minutes you'll listen to. And then we'll talk all about this Crapper 316. All right, take a listen.
Wanting to play dress up. I can't see Stone Cold putting them on.
I got a few things I want to say, so you just sit there and suck your little pacifier. Everyone's talking about New Year's resolutions. I really don't believe in resolutions myself. In 97, I damn near got paralyzed and brought my ass back to this very ring. In 1998, it rolls around and Stone Cold Steve Austin is still here, so that means the language, the fingers, you know which two I'm talking about, and the violence continues because I damn sure am the toughest SOB here.
Amen to that.
Since you're such a big piece of trash, no, let me rephrase that. Since you're such a big piece of crap, I ain't gonna wrestle your sorry ass out here. I got something special for you, so go ahead and bring it down right now.
A little New Year's present, I guess, for the New Year's baby.
Also looking up in the lights here.
What's this?
You truly are a pathetic sight with your little bonnet on. Baby New Year.
What is this
You
coming down
suck.
from the ceiling?
That's the bottom line. You can never do nothing about it. Bring it on down, hell. Hit it in high gear. I ain't got all night.
Kevin, any idea what's coming down from the ceiling?
None whatsoever.
Steve Austin does what he wants when he wants. Royal Rumble comes along. You might not even make it, son. Last year they didn't let me get a shot at the title. Give me the damn rope, punk. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get a shot this year. You can damn well bet. And I ain't going to rush you because I do what I want when I want. This is what I got for you.
What is this? Little after Christmas present, perhaps. A huge object
Has been lowered from the ceiling. Stone Cold has gone to a lot of trouble, apparently, to present this surprise to Goldust. Or I should say the artist formerly known as Goldust.
Unhook the damn thing and get your ass out of the ring. I ain't in a real good mood.
Obviously not. No, he's in a consistent mood. Same as always. Goldust outside the ring with Luna. They're trying to figure out what it is as well. Goldust really looks perplexed.
Pull the damn thing out of the way.
Intricate wrapping job. Oh no. An outhouse. A porta-john.
That's exactly what you think it is. And 4 out of 5 construction workers I surveyed said it stunk like hell when they were inside today.
I guess we're going for a tour.
If you think it stinks like hell in here, give me a hell yeah. What was that? In case you didn't hear, they said, oh, hell yeah. One way or the other, your ass is going in tonight, so you can be the easy way or it can be the hard way. I really don't care. But if I say you're going to get in this thing,
he's on the
you're
other
damn
side.
sure going to get in it, and that's the bottom line. So,
Oh, no! Austin has ran the door around in Goldust's face. It's Stone Cold now. The rattlesnake opening up on Goldust.
Oh, back body drop. Oh, clothesline. The Texas rattlesnake on fire. Watch out. Oh, I think it's a potty break time for Goldust. And here he goes. Oh, no.
I guess that's where Austin thinks Goldust belongs. Inside that porta potty.
exactly where you go when you mess with Stone Cold, and that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold said so.
Oh no! Goldust stunned by Austin. What a mess that's got to be in there. And he's going to sit down and take a seat. Look out! Oh no!
Well, don't squeeze the Sharman while you're in there.
Lord knows what Goldust
That's
is
the
swimming
first
in.
commode full of whoop ass I ever opened, and it damn sure ain't the last.
I think there's going to be plenty of whoop ass open in 1998 by the Rattlesnake.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, in my book, the odds-on favorite to win the 1998 Royal Rumble. Well, that's one thing perfectly clear. It's every man for himself on January the 18th in San Jose.
Luna desperately trying to get Goldust out of that outhouse.
Well, this is a pretty auspicious start for tonight's live broadcast.
All right, so they're supposed to have a match here, and Austin's going to come out to the ring, not dressed in ring attire. He's wearing jeans. Austin makes a point to say that he doesn't believe in the New Year's resolutions and that 1998 will be filled with more language, fingers, and violence to continue from 1997 into 1998. And Austin's going to refuse to wrestle, but he has a surprise for Goldust, so he's not going to wrestle Goldust. Goldust is a piece of crap. He says, you suck, that's the bottom line. He says you're a big piece of trash, which is his go-to line. But then he says, "Let me correct that. You're a big piece of crap."
Yep.
Because he realized with the segment that's coming up here that he had to correct it so that the line would fit the big surprise of, as you guys know from just listening, the Portageon, the crapper. So he had to say crap, not trash. So he corrected himself there.
Nice save.
Yeah. So Austin's pulling up this big square thing. I had forgot all about this.
Me too.
I knew it happened, but I didn't know this is what happened. And when I see him pulling in something, I'm like, what the hell's going on? What is this?
Yeah, I forgot he actually had to pull it in, too. Like, it wasn't just
Right.
there. Like,
Right.
he did, like, all the fucking work. It's like a strongman contest. He's, like, fucking lugging the thing across the arena.
Why couldn't it just been, like, wheeled out?
Yeah, like, the thing is, I wonder if anyone noticed, hey, what's that? Because I always look in the rafters when I'm at a live event. You want to see if the cage is there. Hey, we're getting a cage match. It's like, oh, gave it away. There's a cage above the fucking ring. Like, anyone think, hey, what's in that?
What's that big box there?
Yeah, covered.
Well, I guess they did have to drop it in because they wouldn't be able to lift that up into the ring.
That's true. Those things are pretty fucking heavy.
Yeah. Oh, so he had to do it.
Yep.
And he brings it in, and it's revealed to be the Portageon. Crapper 316 on the door. He even says, if you think it stinks in here, give me hell, yeah.
Yeah. That he's like 4 out of 5 construction workers said it stinks like hell.
So while that's going on, Goldust is like walking around it, and he's hiding on the side of it. And Goldust is gonna run out to attack Austin, and Austin's just gonna sling the door, knock Goldust on his ass, and then they do some few spots. He's gonna back body drop to Goldust. He Irish whips him into the Portageon. Goldust walks out. Austin gives him a stunner, then throws him back in the Portageon, and tips him over in the Portageon. So, some more comedy. So 2 weeks in a row of comedy segments for Austin to wrap up the year. So he had a nice intense feud with The Rock, a really good solid feud with The Rock. Throws the IC title into the river, and then for the next couple of weeks moves on to some comedy spots, stunning Santa Claus, and then this crapper 316 with Goldust.
Which is weird. Austin goes inside the thing because he just tells everyone how bad it smells and stuff, and he like actually goes in it. Like when you go back and rewatch this, you'll see he goes inside the fucking thing.
Right.
It would have been cool if he was like, I'm not going. Like, I don't know.
Right. I think he goes in because that sets up like Goldust hiding on him.
Yep. Oh yeah, that does set it up. Yep.
Yeah.
Runs behind the fucking thing.
Right.
But Dustin Rhodes does a good job here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's crazy how all in he went with whatever the fuck WWF gave him during this time, which was fucking, props to him for sucking it up and just doing the work.
Every week, just doing something crazy.
Yeah. Always respect.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Dustin Rhodes, like this guy is just. I know because some people actually give him shit because that's what he did. It's like, oh, he lowered himself. Blah, blah. It's like it's a job. It was acting. Like the guy did a fucking awesome job. He was convincing. It's one of the more memorable characters in WW in the Attitude Era period.
Oh yeah, historically it's classic character.
Yeah,
at this point now, it's been around for so long.
Yep.
He's not Undertaker level, but his character is of like an Undertaker.
Yeah, well, he didn't win the WWE title, whatever, but he's won plenty of titles.
Yeah, I'm not saying like the accolades or anything. I'm just saying. WWF created character, Goldust,
Oh, okay.
Like the Undertaker.
Gotcha.
It's just long lasting.
Yep.
So, props to him for putting it over.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people would have just done a shitty job and the character would...
And Luna was pairing him up with Luna during this time, Luna Vachon, was awesome. Because, I don't know, like, Luna was always... She always had, like, what the kids call butterface. Everything but her face.
Yeah.
Because, she didn't have she wasn't shape,
Yeah. She had fake tits.
She had fake titties. Yeah, she was a great wrestler. She was just like nuts.
I think everyone had fake tits at the time.
Yeah, that was like the thing.
You had to get them.
Yeah, the '90s, like fake tits just popped up everywhere.
Up.
Yeah. It's like the Oprah meme. You get fake titties. You get fake titties. Yeah.
Everyone's got them.
I wonder if there was some miscommunication here, though, in this segment, because if I notice at the end when Luna goes down to kind of help Goldust after he's gotten his ass kicked by Stone Cold. Now during the segments, Goldust has 1998 written on the back of his like outfit, which is just like a white sheet or something he has wrapped around him. And on the back of her outfit, she has 1997 written.
Really?
Yeah. So 1998 makes sense for Goldust because he's the New Year baby. But then she had 97. I'm like, I wonder if she fucked up.
Probably fucked up. It's like that thing, where whenever this year, you're always writing the previous year for like a month.
Yeah. Get the cross out. Motherfucker.
Yeah, it's not 2019. It's 2019, not 2018. All right, so let's bring us now to the side notes to wrap up this last episode of Raw for 1997. You got a mystery box on a ramp.
Love this.
And it's revealed to be Terry Funk as his alter ego, Chainsaw Charlie.
So underrated. Me and my brother loved Chainsaw Charlie.
Yeah, he's awesome. So just like Mankind or Mick Foley, Terry Funk has these different alter egos too and split personalities. He comes out with a chainsaw and rips down the box that he's in. I guess this was a Jim Cornette idea.
That's a great idea.
And he always says that you put a guy in a box, he gets over. Put him in a box, he gets over.
Especially with a chainsaw and nylon on his head.
Yeah, and that's the great thing too. He's like fucking pantyhose on his head. I was watching this with my wife, and he came out, and she's like, "What the hell's on his head?" I was like, "Pantyhose." She's like, "It's like, yeah, he's crazy."
Yeah, he was awesome. Dude, his freaking dad jeans on.
Yep. His grandpa jeans.
Things sparking and everything. He's just like fucking. They must be scared because he's a pretty crazy dude. Like,
right.
Like, mad respect to him. Like, he's a man. And what a pairing. They're in, what was more attitude than two hardcore motherfuckers like Mick Foley and Terry Funk.
Right. Yeah, and they're gonna team up too. WrestleMania 14 to go against New Outlaw.
Yep.
So that's what actually building up here.
Yeah, because that's why Chainsaw Charlie's kind of here is because he's New Age Outlaws have been picking on fucking Dude Love.
Foley. Yeah.
Dude Love, Mankind, whatever the fuck he is at this point, and he needed some backup, and he goes full blown. I think he sticks with the Cactus Jack persona, right? Why he teams with Chainsaw Charlie?
Yeah. Yep. Sure does. All right, so they make a big announcement also that Mike Tyson is going to possibly be involved at WrestleMania 14. There'll be more to come in the next couple of weeks. Triple H apparently dislocated his knee the night before, or the week before this episode. And actually, I think it's the night before. And he's in the ring. Shawn Michaels is going to come out in a casket. And they portray it as being The Undertaker, but Michaels comes out. Then they cut a little promo. And this is the promo where Chyna's new boobs are pointed out as being the two new members of DX. Owen Hart actually gets a World Championship match as the main event. And Triple H is going to interfere when Owen has the sharpshooter on and looks like he's about to win the world title. But that kind of just doesn't happen, of course. But it was a good match.
Yeah, I watched that.
I watched that match.
Same here.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Liked it. The Rock's going to cut a little promo on Ken Shamrock. The Rock is like full Rock mode at this point. Like he honed his craft with Austin. Now he's ready to be that character moving forward.
Yeah,
that was cool.
He's the leader. He's out barking orders, telling people what to do.
Yep. And one of the last things here I got for a side note is George the Animal Steel is going to return. He teams up with Taka Michinoku. And I just had to watch this. And I remember at the time when this happened, I was like, oh, Animal. Now watching it, it's like, he didn't look that bad. I mean, he still looked like Animal.
Yeah.
He still got tights on. And it looked the same, and he's gnawing at the turnbuckles.
Eating.
Just a cool nostalgia moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then the very last thing I have here is that The Undertaker is going to fight off DOA with Kane. Now Kane and The Undertaker are joining up at points. Mm-hmm. So, if Undertaker's in trouble, Kane helps him out. So you have a new dynamic to the relationship there is that Undertaker doesn't want to fight Kane, but Kane's not going to let anybody else kick his older brother's ass. Yeah.
The Brothers of Destruction, the slow start.
Yep.
The early years.
That kind of wraps things up here. Did you have any other side notes?
Yeah, I did. So Sable has another great segment here. kind of picking up from the previous. Was it last week? No, the week before.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. She comes out with the potato. So here now she comes out this episode to promote the WWF Raw magazine, where she's actually like the centerfold and the cover and everything. And obviously, as she goes to undress her robe, she obviously has like a skimpy bikini on, like a bathing suit. Mark Merrill covers her up. So they do a good job here because they don't show much after showing a ton a couple weeks ago, and it just keeps all these young fans and adult males, salivating at the mouth, waiting for the next reveal.
I love those issues of Raw. The first few issues when it first came out.
Oh yeah.
Every one was a different woman. So I don't remember the order of them, but it was Sunny, Sable, and it was Marlena.
The three you wanted to see.
Yeah.
Yep.
So good shit. I wish I still had those.
Yeah, right. They're probably worth some money. Check out the Time Capsule. They got a bunch of old wrestling magazines.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, dude. Tons.
I didn't know that.
Tons. I don't know if they have WWE. They have a bunch of old Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and they're relatively cheap. I've looked at them, so there might be a gold mines in there. Might be not because the guy Jeff that manages the place guy knows everything about.
Right, what's valuable.
Yeah, it's tough to find anything in there that they haven't kind of dug out and put behind the.
I did get lucky a few years back. They had some Fantastic Fours in the bin that they shouldn't have been in there.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I think he noticed I was starting to buy a bunch of them, so then that all changed.
Yeah, no, they do that. Even me, and I'm a regular. Like, hey, that guy's got a business to run, That's those markups are where they kind of make their money.
Yeah, he's probably thinking, oh, shit, I forgot we even had these fantastic... Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids buy them all for, like, half price.
I found a Flash, I think it was like the Flash 143. It was the first appearance... I found the first appearance of... what the hell's his name? I think it was first appearance of Abracadabra and a first appearance of... I think his name was Heatwave, the character.
Heatwave.
And I got both of those first appearances out of the boxes there. And then the Flash, after that, the Flash kind of like, there's not many old Flash books now. So it was right around when the Flash CW show was launching and shit. So obviously, pulp culture drives up those demands. But yeah, check them out. I mean, they have tons of old wrestling magazines there, dude. You'll probably love it. Old figures now. They've actually got a bunch in. They've got some like older, because I know you collect those.
Yeah.
So they have actually a pretty good assortment of WWF and WCW memorabilia, old school stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely have to be making a trip in there this weekend. The Time Capsule.
Yep.
All right, so let's wrap this show up here. We got the house show rundown. Okay, so there wasn't much throughout December. He didn't really do any on the house show scene until the end of the month. So on December 26th, the day after Christmas, he did a double shot. They did a show in Milwaukee, and they did a night show in Chicago. And it was Austin and Dude Love defeating The Rock and D'Lo Brown on both of those shows. And on December 27th in Worcester, Mass., it was Austin and Dude Love against The Rock and D'Lo again. And then on the 28th in Hamilton, Ontario, Austin and Dude Love defeated HBK and Triple H. And this is the match that Triple H injures his knee.
Ah, okay.
Which is why he was injured on the next night of Raw.
You always cover it all, Prue. You always cover it all.
Yeah.
Everything comes full circle on the Bottom Line cast.
That's right. So you got to get the bottom line.
Yeah.
Just like with the girl boy Uso.
Yeah, right? See? We got to the bottom of that. With help from the internet and Google.
Yeah. All right, so that concludes December, and that concludes 1997. Yeah. So next week, we'll be moving on to 1998. So we've gone through 96 and 97 now. So that brings us to a couple special edition episodes coming up soon. So this Saturday, we're going to have a brief little special edition like we did a few months back. After we finished up 96, we did the Stone Cold Top 5 of 96. So we'll be doing the Stone Cold Top 5 of 1997, pointing out our favorite matches or segments from Austin's 1997. And this one's going to be a lot harder to do than 1996 was.
Oh, yeah.
In 1996, we had, like, Savio Vega, Caribbean strap match. Like,
shit was weak.
Not that it wasn't a good match, just 1997 is a different animal in terms of what Austin did. So we'll be talking about our top 5. That's this Saturday. Our regular episode will be covering January 1998. Actually, only a couple episodes. So we'll be covering the first 2 episodes of Raw in the month, and then we'll cover the Royal Rumble, and that'll be that. That'll be episode 19. I'm going to call the Marked Man, because Austin is a marked man in those weeks leading up to the Royal Rumble. Everybody's targeting him, and I can't wait to get into it next week, because it's so cool what they do with Austin here, is that they have him attacking everybody backstage, stunning everybody that's in the Rumble match. So, the next Wednesday, and then that following weekend we'll have another special edition in the Royal Rumble match from 1998, where he gets his second Royal Rumble win. All right, so that's what's in store here at the Bottom Line Cast over the next couple weeks. Kind of a busy couple weeks coming into night. All right, so let me give a couple shout-outs to our friends and our brothers, our Brother Pet podcast, Talking Taker. Hey, Talking Taker digs up the career of the dead man, just like we do here with Stone Cold Steve Austin on the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast. Talking Taker this week, they'll be covering the Invasion pay-per-view. It was WCW, shitty-ass WCW, versus WWF. So, they'll get into all that WCW Invasion and how it was like all like the mid-carders to the openers all in the new WCW, WWF's WCW. They had no big stars. There was no Hall, no Nash, no Sting, no Luger. They just had like shitty guys in there. So they'll be talking about that on Talking Taker. And you should also go back and listen to last week's episode of Talking Taker where they broke down Mean Mark Callis, WCW. Nice little throwback episode there. So check out Talking Taker. Also, I think there's going to be a little surprise on Talking Taker from the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast, their upcoming episode. So listen for us on Talking Taker. Also want to give a special shout out to Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast. They've been very supportive of us all throughout our journey through Stone Cold's career. And what Booking the Territory does is they cover an old episode of the NWA, WCW Saturday Night. And this week they're covering October 10th, 1987. And also they cover Smoky Mountain. So on Thursdays they do WCW, NWA. And then on Sundays they do Smoky Mountain Wrestling. This week covering a second 1994, which was episode 127. So they're moving along there through Smoky Mountain and in the territory. Okay, if you want to reach out to us, you can find us on Twitter and on Facebook. I'm at MPRU83. You can get a hold of JV at John Van Damage. And you can just follow us at Bottom Line Cast on Twitter. All right. So thanks, guys. Also, it would be very gracious of you. Write up a 5-star rating. Help us out. If you like the show, write a review for us, please. And also, if you like the show, share it. Right? I've been saying it for a while. Don't just keep us as your little underground secret. Spread the word. Spread the Bottom Line Cast. All right, guys, we're out of here for this week. Be back next week. So long.